And welcome back to the Flow Sports Fix. We've got some local netball coming up with the Stat Man. We'll also be looking at the World Game with our World Game guru, Ellis Galios. Also pickle juice and some scary golf on the way for you tonight as well. But right now it's the Flowman looking at some local football leagues, starting with the BLG, AP and YP.
In Barossa and Gawler, and wow, it was a massive win for Gawler Central. They absolutely belted Freeling, who, they really do look like they've got some problems ahead of them. The Freeling Redlegs 24-25 to 2-3 in the reserve grade. Gawler Central kicked 26 goals to Freeling's next to nothing, so it is going to be a tough time ahead. Nuriootpa had a massive win over Barossa Districts by 100 points and really have started their season in dominant fashion. But this is the result that has people really talking after Williston got up in the first home and away match and had that upset win over Gawler Central. They got done by Kapunda, who had a big first round loss to Tanunda. 14-13-97, the Bomber boys, beating the Donnybrooks 8-5-53. If you don't mind, Andrew Jarman won't be pleased with this performance. It was a magnificent second half, particularly by Kapunda, where they really took control of this match. And in the end, I reckon that there's going to be a fair bit of interest in where the comp goes this week. It looks like we've got a couple of sides that are really struggling. Barossa Districts and Freeling at this point don't look like they're in the competitive mode. And there was a very competitive game played out between South and Tanunda too to round out the Barossa Light and Gawler. Having a look now at the footy that was played in Adelaide Plains over the weekend. And Hammex Watchmen, they trying to get back to some form after dropping out in 2020 in the shortened season with COVID. Hammex Watchmen won the premiership in 2019. Their first up start wasn't good news at Port Wakefield. They were beaten by 2 Wells, 13-13-91 to 9-7-61. That is a big win for the 2 Wells Roosters. And the big one that people were talking about, the first win for Anglevale ever over Virginia in this competition, 13-10-88 to Virginia 12-9-81. A thrilling performance there by Anglevale. And in another interesting one, Mallala 13-20-98 beating Balaclava 7-3-45 at the Peckers. If you don't mind, the Peckers don't look the side that they once were. Just looking through their team sheet, they I think might be another that is going to struggle this year. Mallala not kicking accurately there, could have been worse. But what about this, everybody? Hamley Bridge 14-23-107 have beaten the Long Plains United Tigers 8-2-50. Hamley Bridge may well with their recruiting. They did recruit well for the 2020 season, and then they just couldn't quite get the wins. They were getting close week in, week out. And then the end, this year, though, their first up game at Long Plains, they've got to win. Look out for Hamley Bridge, the Bomber boys. There might be more wins to come this season in Adelaide Plains. York Peninsula had the school holiday break, and they'll be back again for football next round with, of course, this week's Anzac matches, which we'll cover here on Friday night. And Northeastern football also gets started with its round 1 clashes this weekend too. So more on that competition
on Friday night in the Flow Sports Show from 4 to 7 with Wayne the Flowman and Jace the Statman. Local football on netball right across the Flow network. Right now it's over to the Wimmera and Horsham districts.
In the Wimmera Football League, it was the reigning premier from 2019, Nuriootpa, who were able to get up and pummel the Warwick Eagles. Tell you what, there's a lot of rivalry in past eras with these two clubs, but wasn't much competition in this game at all, with Nuriootpa 23-21-159 beating the Warwick Eagles 4-5-29. The Ison beating 5 goals in great form, and it was Fisher and McIntyre also playing well, and Kieran Delahunty. Poor old Warwick Eagles, they had just Yench with 3 goals, and Morrow and Sobey and young Stewart were the better players. Horsham 14-14-98, too good for Neil 3-8-26, and Neil's season doesn't get any easier, playing away at Horsham the first week and then away down at Stawell in their second match. Stawell in form and waiting and raring to go next week, so a tough ask there for the Tigers. And the Horsham Saints played out an absolute beauty at Coghlan Park with Dimboola, with Dimmy getting up 7-6-48 to the Saints 6-9-45 in what was a hard-fought affair. Low-scoring game. Great performance though by Dimboola in the end, able to arrest the lead in the second half and go away and beat the Saints, who fought back late to almost snatch a victory. from the jaws of defeat, as they put it. That this was a terrific match of football. And it's the second round next week, and it's Anzac round, so looking forward to bringing you Scotty Stewart's report, and also having a talk to the Southern Mallee Giants and finding out from Coleman Shack, their coach, how they intend to get their first win of the season against one of their big foes, the Warwick Eagles. More on that on Friday night. And heading to Horsham District, and in round 2 action, Nuriootpa Quantong beat Laharam easily 16-15 to 2-5. Nadimak United 15-11 over Taylor's Lake 10-7. It was a thud back down to earth for Jeparit Rainbow. The Storm went down to Kalkeet 9-12, 66 to 7-7, 49. Was a pretty good performance there by the Keys, and they showed why they're going to be one of the top sides this year. The Swifts beat Canaiva Leor 16-9 to 4-8, a long road trip home for those Canaiva Leor Cougars, while it was the Edenab Absolute Saints 13-10 over Pimpanayo 9-8, a much improved effort from the Tigers there. And then finally it was a huge upset, the one that everyone's still talking about. How did Rapanyip get 14-12, 96 to beat Harrow Balmoral 3-6-24? The 2019 premiers absolutely thrashed here by a ripping Panthers side, and they're all talking about Saunders and Tyler and Gleeson's performance, and they just shared it around these magnificent Panthers to cause the upset of the season so far. And it's going to be a terrific Horsham District round 3, and it doesn't get any easier for the boys from Canaiva. And they entered this league, and they've got another tough outing this time. They come up against a Harrow Balmoral side that will be raring to go and hit back hard after that massive loss. Jeparit Rainbow play Edenab Apsley in an absolute beauty at Jeparit. It's going to be a good weekend of Horsham District football, and it's great to bring it to you on the Sports Fix.
Thank you, Flowman. We've got the Stat Man. He's lined up to bring us some local netball, and we're not too far away too from chatting to Ellis Golios about what's going on in the EPL and this Super League. We need to have a conversation about that. That's coming up on tonight's Sports Fix right here on The Flow.